Tara, we will be joined right now, no, by actually a couple who experienced COVID. Actually, wife, no, the wife experienced COVID, and the husband was the one who chose to do home care. Baka, you would also like to comment on what they went through. Um, ayun. So, yan. So let me introduce John and Daphne Yu. They are both licensed brokers and co-owners of Remax Capital. They've been married for 9 years with triplets that drive their world upside down and inside out. That's how they describe their triplets. What a blessing naman, triplets pala anak nila, no? Sharing with you, okay, yan. So right now we would like to welcome John and Daphne Yu.
Hi,
Hi.
Hi, John. Hi, Daphne. How are you guys? When did you have COVID? Are you completely well na?
Yes, praise God. That happened to me August 2020, last year.
Oh, last year. Okay. And wow, praise God, you have a husband who chose to take care of you from the home. Could you
Yes,
tell us your experience? How did this happen? You know what? I think the question on everyone's mind, this is what I always think of when I hear of somebody who has COVID. How did they get it? This I don't want to get it. I don't want, I don't want any of our family members to get it. So how did you get the COVID, Daphne?
actually, parang I'm really not sure exactly where. Pero ang hunch ko is when I went to a mall during that time to have my iPhone fixed. And then while I was waiting for the service center, kumain muna ako sa Army Navy. So when, so when I was probably, syempre, I don't put back my mask every time I bite, diba? So feeling ko
Yes.
doon, that was the only unique thing that I did aside from my work, which kasi we've been showing properties even in June when it was GCQ and there was nothing naman. So that was the only unique thing I could think of na
But every day
probably
do you go out, Daphne? Do you go to work outside? Do you commute, or do you are you exposed outside?
yes, exposed din. Though we wear the face mask, face shield, we practice social distancing,
Yes.
ganon. So parang how we found out was that one time I just felt na I had trouble breathing. Not and
Mhm.
it wasn't normal kasi when I would answer the phone, we would be on the phone a lot with clients, ganun. And then within parang a span of maybe 5 seconds, hingal na ako. I thought that didn't feel normal. So I was telling John nga na parang maybe I should get tested. Kasi syempre we have kids. That time they're only 3 years old last year.
Mm-mm.
So we have to be extra careful. And we have one that is immunocompromised talaga, our youngest triplet. So, and then I was telling John,
I was against it pa nga eh. Kasi I was telling na if you're not really feeling anything, I think don't go unnecessarily and risk yourself, like you go to the hospitals to have yourself tested and along the way you might get it pa. So
That's
I was
right.
really
Oo.
against it from the start.
yeah, he was skeptical. Sabi niya, wala yan, or something. So medyo naiinis din ako kasi I felt, parang hindi normal eh, na I was
Mm-mm.
getting tired so easily, which is not normal for me. So, ayun, nag-away pa nga kami and he reluctantly drove me to Cardinal Santos to take
And you did find out, ano ko, COVID nga. Buti na lang, nagpa-test.
actually, hindi nga ako nakatest agad. We had to book a home service instead kasi ang haba ng pila that time, walang slot. And then it turned out na positive. So, immediately, I had to quarantine upstairs in one of the rooms upstairs. Ako lang nasa third floor. So, buti na lang, that bedroom has own bathroom. So, nandun lang talaga ako quarantine. And
So
also
after that, Daphne, no one got it kasi you chose, no? You chose to do home quarantine, no? I'd like to ask pala, I'd like to ask, why did you decide to do home quarantine, by the way, John?
We decided to do home quarantine because when we asked doctors and even family members around us, they were asking like how severe are the symptoms that you're feeling. In her case, it was like difficulty, parang chest pain ba or sore throat.
the chest pain, parang difficulty
Mm-mm.
breathing. Hingal.
yeah, hingal, like parang
Breathless.
talk about a few minutes and then after that she's having difficulty na parang she needs to catch her breath. So initially when we asked a doctor and even family members, they said na best to do home quarantine muna and observe for the next few days. And if it's really severe, and we were also told to get an pulse oximeter to check the oxygen level in the blood. So those were the things that we were looking into while we did home care for her. But it was really a wait and see. Like let's observe 24 hours, 48 hours, and even up to 3 days. If it's really something that you'll have difficulty breathing, then it might you might be needed to we might need to bring her to the hospital. But thank God, it was not needed at that time.
Yes.
At saka
Oo, buti
first
na
thing,
lang, no?
oo, the first thing din, sabi ko, tawagin natin si Carol, mag-order na tayo ng air purifier and humidifier. Kasi we didn't have one before that
Mm-mm.
time. So kami parang, oh no, now that I'm here, na parang I don't know how many days na ako positive pala, di ba? So, paano yung mga germs it's circulating within our house, and now we're all on lockdown inside our house, they cannot go out. So mamaya, umiikot na yung germs, ma-infect pa yung ibang family members. So,
And so
ang
no
bait,
one got infected in your house except for you lang, Daphne.
um,
The triplets pala, no? The triplets were safe, no?
yeah, praise God, they're okay. They didn't feel anything. We had one household help who tested positive, pero asymptomatic ever since. So,
Mm.
wala naman. But we quarantined her na rin in her room.
But when she
Tapos,
tested positive, do you think nakuha niya from you, Daphne, or she got it outside?
I think she might have gotten it outside. Isip ko baka
Mm-mm.
siya pang nakahawa din sa akin. But I'm not sure.
Baka siya yung
She's the one
nauna.
who, hindi rin ko rin alam eh. Pero she's the
Mm-mm.
one who receives the deliveries, like vegetable deliveries, mga
Mm.
Shopee, ganyan-ganyan. So,
Okay, oo.
maybe, oh, that could also be a
Mm-mm.
possibility.
And then at that time, we're not very strict with the protocols. Like if you have deliveries, mails, parcels, we do get a lot of documents coming into the house. So we are not that strict in terms of how to screen properly the documents that we will receive. Do we need to like quarantine it muna? So wala pa that time.
That time. Pero ever since nangyari yun, that while I was still on quarantine, naging protocol na namin na all the items has to go into a room, tapos i-UV care germ zapper namin before it gets taken out or before anybody touches it even.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about yun nga the air purifiers and how to purify yun na nga if we do have cell phones. And right now, I would like to call on the managing director of UV Care. May we all call on Carol Chuaying to, explain to us how does it work, no? I mean, are we properly using it? Kasi like ako, I have my own UV Care machine, no? But like, for example, when we get deliveries or groceries, how should we use it para we are using it properly, di ba? Carol, can you shed some light on how do we use it to, to protect us? Kunwari, meron mga tayong mga deliveries from Shopee, Lazada, or, we have, things brought to our home. How do we protect ourselves from the germs?
Ay,
Hi, Carol.
nakamute pa yata si Carol.
Hey. Hi.
Hi, Carol.
And Daphne for sharing your story kasi a lot of people are a bit hesitant also to share parang people having COVID kasi syempre parang when somebody knows you had COVID, natatakot din sila, diba? They feel that you
Oo.
still have the virus. So it's really such a good way for people to also learn and to be able to know na they can really do something about it, and there are certain things that we can do ourselves to protect us and to prevent the spread kasi that's really what you wanted within your own home you can stop the virus from spreading and
Yes.
infecting others. So yun nga, when Daphne got COVID, John called and parang it was a Sunday yata, no, John? Tas,
Yeah.
it was really surprised for me because we all know you have triplets nga in the house. So, we had to deliver and serve. So, that's how UV Care is eh. Parang when they know when someone is really in need. That's why we really have to parang care and treat them immediately. So that's why that's the mission naman ng UV Care to help. So about the question on how to properly use yung mga UV Care products. So tama yung ginawa. Actually, I think um, even without COVID or with COVID, we really have to practice the safety protocols. Kasi nga, Doc Gel always says nga, prevention pa rin is always better than cure. So, we all know that COVID is spread through droplets. So, pag when you cough or sneeze, um, it is the COVID virus is suspended on air and it can fall on mga surfaces. And when it's parang when it is touch on surface, it COVID actually can live for hours or even days. So that's why when you have packages or deliveries, kami, our practice din is in the house is we put it in a box.
A very
And
big box
yeah, a
na
big, depende kasi
parang
kami
balikbayan
naman,
box.
balikbayan box or how, depends on your parang storage or how big your
Mm-mm.
packages are. So if you have bigger packages, um, you can have a bigger or a room or you can have a room or some other people naman they what they do is they leave the package outside their doorstep.
Mm-mm.
So if you live in a condo, definitely you don't have a doorstep. So what other people does is pag may delivery, they put it in a box and then you can either use the UV Care Zap. The UV Care Zap kasi or the UV Care Portable Germinator 2.0, it comes with the UV and ozone technology. So the UV and ozone technology is able kasi to penetrate mga areas na hindi na-expose sa UV light. So yun yung maganda about the UV Care Zap and UV Care na Portable Germinator na when you put it in a box, it can circulate around. So yung mga nakatago sa baba or yung mga papel,
Kahit
documents,
yung nakatago na hindi
then
siya
hindi siya,
surface, na
hindi siya,
yeah, kumbaga na aabot niya rin. Even
yes,
kahit kunwari there, let's say if I put like money na patong-patong, all those, all those paper bills, kahit patong-patong sila, all of them will be ensured they will be clean.
yes. As long as you're
Ah,
using the UV Care Zap and the UV Care Portable Germinator 2.0, it has that technology. So that's why ang pinaka-best way to use it is you have a box or yung mga mega
mm-mm.
box or storage box or even the balikbayan box, you put it there para doon magsi-circulate. So that will ensure na the packages that you receive or the documents that you have will be able to parang it has a disinfection and before
Mm-mm.
mo matatouch yun. So yun yung parang one of the protocols or that's one of the easiest or the most basic you can do. And
I have
then
a
for
question, Carol, regarding that. Like, kunwari, most of our deliveries actually are food, no? Like, for example, uncooked meats and vegetables and fruits. So, pag na-UV care mo, minsan inisip ko, maluluto ba siya?
hindi siya
Slight,
naluluto. Uh,
slight, parang gano'n. Baka mag-change yung, mag-change ba yung makeup ng vegetables? Mawawala ba freshness niya? Or even the meat, will it be kind of slightly cooked because of the UV care? If I put them, no, in a box, no, will it affect the food or not?
No, it won't affect. Actually, it really helps pa nga prolong the shelf life. Actually, marami kasing misconception or a lot of myths about UV. So, but in reality, UV is really used in food processing and even in water. So, even the water that we drink, if it passes through the UVC light, it kills the microbes and it is helpful for us to make the water drinkable and safe. Kaya even in the food that we eat, like yung mga vegetables, ganon, you can actually use it and it's safe. It's not something that will parang be toxic to intake.
Yes,
Kasi you don't or you cannot actually use parang alcohol, 'di ba, to disinfect the food kasi syempre
that's right.
yeah, so that's the best way to make sure that all your food deliveries or all your food are being going through the process of sterilization, but it is still safe to consume and eat. But of course, may ano lang talaga siya, duration of time. Kasi if you prolong naman the exposure, definitely, because it's like the UV is a byproduct of the sun,
That's
talagang
right.
makikinotice mo magkaroon ng discoloration because of overexposure.
Mm. So how long, for example, let's say with fruits and vegetables as supposed to meat, gaano katagal dapat silang UV care?
Well, I would suggest, or most common kasi, the way kasi the UV works is distance in duration. So, meron talaga, and the intensity of the UV light. So, that's why merong mga smaller UV, mas matagal talaga yung nire-recommend namin na disinfection time. And then, if mga rooms, since you're covering a bigger area, mas matagal din yung time because you want to sterilize a bigger space. Eh. So, parang makover lahat. But with regards to food, using the UV Care SAP and portable germinator in a mega box or yung storage box, 5 minutes would be enough.
Ah,
To,
5 minutes lang pala. How about yung books? Because recently I bought some books online, no? And madami sila. It was about 104 books and they are packed in a parang box.
mm,
How long should I use it? And I'm glad to hear from you that kahit na tabi-tabi pa sila or
mm,
patong-patong, everything will be cleaned. Even the inside pages will get cleaned, no?
mm, 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 mm.
So
Yeah,
how long do
as
we
long
do
as you
we
use
wrap them?
the UV Care with UV and ozone. So, but different kasi yung walang ozone. It's another parang yun, that one without the ozone, hindi niya kaya ma-penetrate yung mga inside. So, meron
Ah,
si UV
so it should be the one with ozone, and the one with
Care.
ozone can penetrate the in between the books.
Yes, correct, correct. So,
So if
meron
you're using
si
the one without ozone, you need to spread out the books.
Care, spread it out.
Ah, okay. But the one with ozone, you don't need. Okay, at least that's clear. Okay.
So
You were
see,
saying.
yeah, when you mentioned about the books, there are various product that is very much applicable. We have the UV with UV Care Cabinet Sterilizer, which is like a parang mini ref siya, medyo malaki siya. A lot of now people use it to sterilize yung books like second. Ako bumili rin ako Camila ng second hand books. Actually,
Yeah.
na-feel ko siya talaga that since it's stored in a long parang period of time, talagang na-feel ko medyo nangatay ako when I
Mhm.
use it without cleaning it. So, doon na-realize ko that you really have to, baka nakakollect na siya ng dust and all and parang mga
Molds pa,
mold,
no?
di ba? May
Oh.
molds din because of the
Mhm.
humidity here. So yon, I put it in the UV Care cabinet. So that comes with the UV and ozone technology also that can sterilize yung mga insides ng mga pages of the books. So yun,
Mm-mm.
if you're looking for product that can best use for yung mga second-hand books. Tsaka very multi-purpose yung UV cabinet kasi pwede rin siya sa mga dishes, sa mga
Mhm.
plates. So ano rin siya. It's a cabinet type that looks like a mini ref. So yon. So medyo malaki siya and you can actually put a lot of things in it.
Okay, that's right. I wanted to ask, no, John and Daphne, regarding when you had, the time that you had COVID, no, how did you use the purifier? Was it in your room, Daphne, or was it in the room of the twins? How should we situate it? And I also wanted to ask Carol, if somebody has COVID, where will you situate the machine? Should it be with the person with the COVID or the one or with the kids, syempre the ones who are most vulnerable.
Yung
Okay,
sa amin, I
Daphne,
was,
where did you put it?
yeah, it was in my room where I was quarantined. So that was open like 24/7. So I hope tama naman yun. And then, since I had my own bathroom, I also, buti na lang, we had the portable sterilizer ng UV Care, the smaller version. So we had the bigger version for the triplets, their things. And then I had my own. I washed my own dishes, yung utensils ko. It was all separated from the rest of the household. And then for the rest of the house, I think,
For the rest of the house, we have the Germ Zapper also. So during the day, when the kids are in the living room and the dining room and the kitchen, so we would use an air purifier again there. Tapos at nighttime naman, when everyone is in bed, um, we're gonna we use the Germ Zapper to sanitize every area of the home. So living room muna, tapos after 30 minutes, dining room, and then after that, the kitchen, and we also use the zapper to put in and to sterilize all incoming parcels and mails, even vegetables. Since we don't have a big box and we buy our groceries in bulk, we put it in the car. So we have a
You put it in the car.
back of
Where do
the
you?
car,
sa
Okay.
garage,
the
Or at the
garage,
back
so
of the car. At the back
at the
of the
back of
car,
the car,
sa trunk,
sa
sa
trunk.
trunk.
Kasi we
the
have a
trunk. You put it
car.
in the trunk. You put all the things in the trunk, and then you plug the UV care there.
Yes.
Okay din yun ah.
So yung
It's a nice way.
vegetables at the trunk, and then even yung mga parcels and other grocery items na non-perishable, we put it in the trunk and then
Mm-mm.
we sterilize it there for like a few minutes
Lahat.
before we bring it to the house. If it's gonna
Yes.
be minutes lang, so we were more stringent in our protocols at home, especially when si Daphne was on quarantine because we don't want din na parang baka mahawa ako, mahawa ang
Mm-mm.
other members of the household and even the kids. So yun. And we had ourselves tested a week after she tested positive, and then good thing we're all negative naman. So thank God.
How are you feeling now, pala, Daphne, after all of that? Did you have any lasting, adverse effects after that?
Wala naman na. Thank God talaga. After that,
Yeah, praise God for that.
siguro ano lang, ang lasting effect was the insomnia konti.
The insomnia. Okay. Baka that was brought about by Netflix, ha? Okay.
Baka din.
Okay. You were saying earlier, no, that the UV care helped you, you incorporated it in your work. How did you do that?
Yeah, actually, since even during the lockdown, we do a lot of showings pa rin for clients. Kasi even if bawal lumabas, but there's the clients who wants to move to a bigger place, especially those of our clients that are staying in a condo. They want to move to a bigger space, like they need gardens, they need more rooms for homeschool and work from home. So we had to show properties pa din. So since we parang UV Care is a tried and tested product for us in our household. We've been using it for 4 years already, ever since we had the triplets. So we started to incorporate it, the air purifiers. When we show properties, like 2 weeks ago, we had a client where we had a contract signing in the house where she bought the place, where she bought the townhouse. So we had two purifiers there, and then all the rooms before she accepted the unit, we had it UV Care sterilized with the zapper. So all areas of the room. So that's one of the service that we also share with our clients to give them peace of mind na naku, paano pag titingin ako ng bahay or bibili ako and then I might get the virus din.
Yes.
Kasi like,
Oo.
was the peak of the that was the peak of the the COVID
The surge
cases and
naman.
yeah,
I was
late
wondering
March.
how you would do that, John, no? Kasi like, for example, kahit kami, no, we have an events venue. I was thinking, after every client, how do we UV care it? Kasi it's bright eh, di ba? The whole room is bright. Pero pag na-UV care mo yon, it has to be dark. How do you do that, Carol, pala? Like, for example, for a big hall, how can you UV care it na it's broad daylight? Okay lang, you have to do it at night.
Well, actually, you can use the UV care with or without light. So even on a broad daylight, there's really no parang it doesn't impact or it doesn't affect the effectivity of the UV care,
So
whether
it's
it's
as
on a broad
effective
daylight.
kahit madilim or not?
Yes, it can be used. So
Oh.
wala siyang parang it has to be on a dark place. Siguro nagkaroon lang ng ano yung dark place because there are people who really wants to see the blue light. Parang they love looking that, it's being turned on, ganyan. So but whether or not in the morning or in the evening or afternoon, you can really use it any time of the day.
Oh, okay. That's something new because
Mhm.
that's a good idea, John, no? And Daphne, what you did was And I would appreciate that as your client, no? Before I enter the room, you ensured me that you sterilize the whole place, no? Okay, so that's great. That's great to know. So, before a new client comes in, you can sterilize it for how many minutes do you usually sterilize a room before a new client comes in?
For Zapper, we usually do it like every 30 minutes, 30 minutes. But for continuous showings of properties, we just leave the air purifier on the whole afternoon that we're there. So even if there will be clients that will be coming in, there's like 15-20 minute intervals, the purifier is always
Turn
on.
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when we
Mm.
take pictures, and then when the owner is still living in the house, we take pictures and videos. We bring all the portable, the sterilizer, and the purifiers, and then we put it in the living room, dining room, bedroom, para na at least the owner will also have peace of mind. Na, okay, you're helping me sell my house, but at the same time, you're protecting me. So they appreciate that naman.
That's great.